Thanks everybody for being on this call. My name is Jack Hopman, and the guys who don't know me, my name is Jack Hopman, 50 years old, doing internet marketing since 2009. I spent more than 1.5, and I just checked it in Google. It's almost 1.6 now, so it's growing each month. I have a lot of clients, and last 2 weeks I think I signed up about 30 clients. So that is, if you really are into it and grow, that those numbers are possible. I'm human, and as well as your client are human, and they all like testimonials. Things like this, if you can collect those for your client, testimonials, they will make the day of them. And also, not only the business owners will like that, but also people who visit the website, they love to see testimonials. And this testimonial just came in 20 minutes ago on Facebook, and I didn't solicit for it, but I know it works. And it reminded me that you should always go after testimonials, put them on website, and that will help a lot for reputation. Reputation marketing is actually not more than making sure there are a lot of positive testimonials, because human nature is always, I only say what when I have something to complain, and people typically don't say the good things, or they don't take the effort to say the good things. So you want to motivate that. And with that said, are there some questions? Otherwise I will introduce somebody who you probably don't know, but has been working for 7 months with me now. Are there any questions you want to ask me now before I go to the next topics? Okay, so I want you to introduce Mary Sloan. And Mary is a member for, I don't know, maybe 6 months, a year or so for my product, and she contacted me, and I got interested because I felt she's knowledgeable and she knows a lot of stuff. So I want you to come, I bring you Mary on the webinar, and she will speak about herself, about her history. Mary, do you hear me?
Hi Jack, thanks for the introduction, and yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Good, okay. Well, nice to meet all you online, and I look forward to getting to know all of you better. And I'm certainly available for questions. And as Jack said, I have been around the industry. I actually started way back, way back, and got interested, but more interested than really involved when Corey Rudl was a big name. And he was, I guess, the first real star of the internet marketing world. And he unfortunately died in a car accident. It was his love and his passion, so he died doing what he most loved. And he could, of course, afford the fast cars because he was making an absolute fortune on the line back in the end of the 90s. But I wasn't a coder and wasn't interested in coding, so while I was fascinated by what he did and the whole internet thing, coding just wasn't for me, and I never really took it very seriously because that was what was required. And I was much more into network marketing, which was all about interactions with people. That was easy for me, and I made quite a bit of money in network marketing. And then my husband and I retired, and we moved to South and Central America, and had a great time until I ran into a bit of a challenge, and somebody who some of you have probably heard of, made off with a lot of our retirement money. So it was necessary to come back and get much more serious about what I wanted to do to recreate our retirement money. I looked at network marketing and I looked at internet marketing, and internet marketing had gotten a whole lot easier. Blogs made life a whole lot easier, and so I decided that that would be perhaps more where I wanted to go and wanted to get more involved with internet marketing, and started in the blogging world, and then decided, oh gosh, how do you monetize a blog? And I'm sure, as many of you, I kind of went down the shiny object road for a long period of time, and finally kind of said, stop, this is spending money, this isn't making money, and decided that what I could do was take a lot of the knowledge that I'd now gained and offer that to businesses offline. And I got involved with a group of people who we had decided that what we were going to do was we were going to use Facebook, and we were going to go after realtors. And in the process, I got quite good at doing ads on Facebook and finding audiences on Facebook. And I love Social Lead Finder and a lot of the different tools for finding your audience on Facebook. It's absolutely fantastic. And so I did that for probably 6 months, and my experience was that the realtors never really wanted to pay. And while they could introduce me to other small people who were in their market, and they too didn't really want to pay very well, and I thought, this is really kind of crazy, you know, like Jack's made a fortune out of managing to take small people and work with them, and just has a massive business as a result. But that wasn't quite what I wanted to do. So I kept looking, and what I found, and what we want to talk to you about at some point in time and just kind of introduce the idea now, and where Jack and I met, was with the idea of retargeting and real-time bidding. Now, I don't know, probably most of you have never really heard of real-time bidding. Retargeting is talked a lot, and if you've been in Facebook, you've probably seen ads for AdRoll or heard people talk about Perfect Audience. And these companies use the data that we talk about in real-time bidding. So literally, all the websites out there are just data. And as you visit websites, your data gets added to that website's data. And this is being mined and understood through something called real-time bidding. So how this works in terms of retargeting is that when a web surfer comes to your site or gets directed there by an ad, maybe they see an ad for a car, the automotive dealer, and they go and visit your site. So they play around on your site for a little while, and then they leave. But if you have buried a pixel on your website, you've collected all sorts of data about them, and you've also put a cookie on their computer, another little bit of code. And with that, you can now follow them around. I'm sure you've probably all had the experience of going to a site and looking at something and suddenly seeing ads for that same thing. Oh, gee, I was just looking at stereos. Oh, there's another stereo ad. Oh, my, there's another stereo ad. Well, that's because you have been cookied, and there's been a pixel that has gathered data about you, and now that website owner knows that you have some interest in stereos. So they want you to come back and buy a stereo from them, and so they'll keep showing you ads and hope that at some point in time you'll get interested, click on the ad, and get taken back to the site. That's what we call retargeting. And one of the things that is really interesting is that when you go out and you're talking to clients like automotive dealers, or you're talking to banks, or you're talking to hotel owners, they all have websites, and they all have a lot of visitors come to their websites, and they are driven absolutely mad by the fact that the visitors leave without actually taking action. And very often they don't even get a name or any information about that visitor. And I mean, it's not just a small amount. It's up to 98% of the traffic just disappears, never to return. And that's really frustrating, especially if you're paying for traffic or you're trying to run a big business. So what this retargeting pixel allows you to do is offer that to any website owner who has a business, and now you're not talking to them about SEO or even, as Jack does often, just the PPC. You're talking to them about never losing a lead. And that is really what Jack and I find most exciting about this, is imagine never having to lose a lead ever again. That lead is just locked to your pixel, and you can chase them around, and you're not tied to always offering them the same thing, because that data and that pixel is yours. So maybe you've got somebody who you took to look at an ad for a product, let's say, let's use the example of the internet marketing world. So you had them look at one product that was offering to teach him about traffic, and maybe it was traffic on Facebook. And maybe they bought, maybe they didn't buy. You can tell, and you can actually have a pixel set that will separate your buyers from your lookers. So you can create a pixel full of buyers' data, and now the next time that you have something that you want to market, maybe it's another Facebook traffic, maybe it's an ads for Facebook product that you want to offer to them, you can take that pixel, you can offer people via that pixel and more display ads that will allow people to actually see another ad that might be of interest to them, and you know these people now are buyers because this is your buyer's pixel. So now you can gather new people into that pixel by sending people to that site via ads, or you can have them retargeted from the last time that they bought a product from you, and now they'll be presented with ads for this new product that you're marketing.
Okay.
So it's really exciting.
Thanks, Mary. Let me ask me some questions to the members, okay? So,
Sure.
who likes the retargeting concept? Type in a yes or no if you like that concept. So I got a lot of yeses. So I like you to understand two concepts, okay? One concept is you use pay traffic to get to a website, okay? Now it is a fact that the conversion is 100%. We base all of us, okay? But the reality is, you know, it's I think more than 90% don't take action, but you already paid for that traffic. And a lot of people, they don't make the buying decision with the first contact. They probably surf around, or they get disturbed to go for dinner, or you know, whatever, or they are at work and they didn't have time to finish it. So what retargeting does, it captures that visitor identity, and once and all of us, we're reading the news, we go to websites with a lot of visitors, and would it not be nice that you could remind them of their need? Let's say they are looking for information. You know, I know, for example, I know somebody is here on the call. They're looking for information about garage doors. And they just serve them around and they were not able to make a decision. But when you remind them a couple of times, you have a high chance that you can drive them back to either the same page or to an offer. So maybe the offer was not quite right and you want to send them back to a coupon. They only see that coupon when you retarget them. So there's a lot of variance in it. So that is option 1. Option 2 is if you selling products. You sell a product and you want to offer a lookalike product where you think the same audience is interested in that new product. What you can do is the first time when they visit on your website, you capture them and you launch a new ad to the same people for the same audience, which you know with high likelihood that they are interested in a new product. So now you can show them a targeted ad and you bring them to the new offer. So there's a lot of variation what you can do with retargeting. So Mary and I hooked up with this concept and we're going to offer it once we have all pieces in place, when we have the membership inside and the training material inside, and we own our own portal, so it's all from us, okay? And it's easy to set up. This is not a sales webinar. This is just a training that you know about the concept, and once we are ready, you can implement it for your own business. So I want to make clear those two concepts, because those two concepts are very powerful. And the beauty of retargeting is you show an ad to people who are interested in your product, and the clicks for those ads bringing back to the website are far cheaper than you would expect. So retargeting is actually very affordable. So I wanted just to put my view to it, Mary, so I didn't want to interrupt you, but you can take it from here if you want, or we can take questions.
Well, I was just going to say, Jack, one of the things that we can send out to them is that we can send out a link for that PDF that we have on retargeting that will give them a lot of information about retargeting, and that will give them a lot of food for thought so that we can have another webinar when we perhaps can show them even the platform that we have for retargeting, and they'll have lots of questions.
Okay. Do you have that link available?
I do. It's rainmakerclicks.com.
Okay.
/
Okay, they can go to the website, correct? And then they find the link?
No, just do home-lead. rainmakerclicks.com / home-lead, and that'll take them right to the
Can you put the link in the chat box or so?
Yeah, I don't know if they can see mine, but
no, but I will copy and paste it for everybody. So I get a couple of questions in it. If you have more questions, feel free to ask. Okay, I got it. Let's see if the link works.
I don't know if you need an HTTP in there or not.
Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Oh yeah, pass. I forgot. Doc, thanks for your help. Everybody should see the link, and if not, then I can send it privately. How will this solution from you be different than retargeting solutions like AdRoll or Perfect Audience and so on?
If you'd like, I can answer that, Jack.
Yeah. That's why I mentioned to you.
Okay, no problem. One of the things that we know about AdRoll and Perfect Audience is that their markup is actually approximately 1,000 times. As Jack said, this is really, really inexpensive. But they got out the gate fast, and they realized that nobody had any clue what this was appropriately going to charge. And we can absolutely do precisely the same thing with a bigger audience. One of the things about real-time bidding, when you actually do real-time bidding, you will actually have 50 billion impressions that you're bidding on every nanosecond. I mean, it's just amazing, amazing technology. They have very limited numbers. I mean, limited numbers. Maybe only 22 million or 250 million, whereas we have 50 billion. I mean, the numbers are just staggering. And so, you know, when somebody who doesn't understand and hasn't seen real-time bidding hears, oh, well, we have 250 million impressions, that sounds really good, until you know that actually 50 billion impressions are available. And with that, the price goes way down because the data is just available. And that's what we want to show you on the platform next week if it's all set up and organized.
I got somebody saying the download link is not working. Try again. So we have to see how it works.
It was this morning, but who knows?
So what you can do is you send a support ticket. And I want to tell you a secret that some of you guys know that. leadfinderjack.com/training. I post a replay always on the same page. So the replay will always be on this website. Always. Not always, but most time. And I will show the PDF below that okay. Aweber is having attack issues. That is why her lead page timed out. So it's not because of us. And I told Mary I like GetResponse more than Aweber, but I think we got another proof.
I see. So maybe go to webinar. That's the issue, not Aweber, because I'm just
no. Okay. So
and this should pick up
the PDF pages will be or the link, whatever, will be on the replay. And I post the webinar always on this website, probably within a day. You can listen to the replay and you can grab that link. So sorry for you guys. Aweber was a little bit bigger than us, so we don't control them.
Yeah, Aweber's having a problem. Interesting. Okay, well, I presume they'll get it fixed soon, but in the meantime.
You can go back to that link, or you look at the replay webinar page, and the link will be visible too. Being down all day, so I'm glad I'm not dependent on Aweber. So, but I like for other reasons not that Aweber. And now I like to say I like GetResponse for other reasons better than Aweber. Who creates banners for RTB? You know, that we will set up a membership site, and we will set up packages. We haven't determined all the pieces, like I said. I want you to be aware that retargeting is becoming important to optimize your traffic. Most of us put so much effort in it to send the traffic to the websites. And if you could only, you know, now let's assume 10% is you convert to 90%. And if you could only, instead of 90, 80%, let's say 20% convert, but from 10 to 20 you double your effort, almost for the same money, because sending the traffic, creating traffic, is far more expensive than retargeting. So I want you to be aware of that retargeting is becoming important. Used to be that big companies only does that, but it becomes available for all of us. And Mary is an expert in it, and also in Facebook. So we hook together, because my day is only 24 hours, and I learn. And with my analytic capabilities, what I have built up with AdWords, we are able to do some great things and show them to all of you guys.
And Jack, on the subject of banners, there are a number of places that we can make available to people where they can create their own banners. It's really not too challenging, and we'll have a service available if you want us to do them for you.
Yep.
What's more important, of course, is that we work with you on making sure that they actually are effective banners. So that's something that we want to work with you and train with you on.
So there are two elements on the banners. One is, three I would say. They need to have the right size. They need to have the right call to action, that they want to go back to where you want to go back. The third one is you need to have them created. So 1 and 2 we can easily help with some training material, and 3 we will provide some resources, or we offer some packages. So it should not be a roadblock for you to create banners. What is the average lifetime of RTB ads for one user? So I think I asked that question too. It is an algorithm, and that algorithm determines how often a banner gets clicked on. So it's actually, if it appears that people still like that banner and click on it, it will still get shown for that user. If it appears nobody likes to click on it, then the system will not show that banner again. So it is an algorithm, but you cannot have a setting on it. It all goes automatically. The only thing what you have in place is I want to do retargeting with that banner or not. But how often is all calculated by the software.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite amazing. There's an ad exchange, and all the data from all the websites comes into the ad exchange, and at the same time, the data about the viewer is fed into the ad exchange, And what Jack and I are is actually the provider of the advertising medium. And so at the same time, your banner impression is offered up because that's what you're targeting with your banner. And in a nanosecond, all those pieces of data are put together, and that viewer, from the time they've clicked to go to the website until their eyes get there, all that data has been calculated, and if you're the highest bidder, your banner is what's going to be shown to that viewer. So we'll have lots of fun explaining all that in detail, but that's how the process works.
It's using a third-party pixel against AdWords Terms of Service. And I use it, and I haven't get banned or any problem. So I don't think it is against AdWords Terms of Service. I think things like squeeze space and pop-up, those things are against the terms. But tracking information is not against them. I don't believe so. I run a couple of websites and I have no problems.
Yeah, and one of the things, we do use Google data. It's part of the data that comes into real-time bidding. We also use Facebook data. We also use data from routers. We use data from the major financial sites. So, I mean, the data comes from all over the place, and certainly it's Google data as well.
That's correct. Google is actually one of the resources where we provide the ad to. So that is another answer to Zach, that it is not against our terms. Who's bidding except me? A person visit several websites. Let's say one is about your local service, and another one is about Comcast or whatever. Comcast probably wants also to show their ad to that website visitor. So they are bidding against you to show the ad. Most websites have several positions. So that is where you bid to. But bottom line is, those clicks are still very cheap.
Yeah, the decision is really made on the same kind of data. If you've got people in exactly the same market looking for the same kind of customer, that's who your competition is on that website. And so it's, as I said, decided in a nanosecond at the exchange level. And we'll go through when we have the platform up and show you all the different data that can come in. It doesn't affect retargeting. Retargeting, as Jack has said, is extremely inexpensive because really it's your data. All they're providing is tracking them around and showing them the banners on the sites that they appear. And because we use the real-time bidding platform, we have 98% of the advertising sites in North America that are available to put your banners on. So we can get a banner in front of people on almost any website that they get to. But when you go to targeting traffic, which we'll talk about at another time, certainly you can get a lot of different data, and that's who's competing.
How does your system compare to Site Scout?
It's about 25 times larger in terms of the amount of data that we include, and the number of websites that we include, and the number of impressions that we can give you. And yeah, it's just way larger. And again, priced at cost instead of with a huge markup.
I think they are huge, correct? But you have seen, you told me a week ago or so, because I know somebody is on this call who use Site Scout, and I told you and said, wow, they pay far too much. That's what I remember you telling to me.
Yes, exactly.
Do you offer pay-per-click or just CPM?
Pay-per-click or CPM or CPA for activity.
We do both, correct?
Yes, we can do both.
Yeah.
But we'll show you why CPM is probably the way you want to go.
Is there any guarantee that my RTB ads will be shown to user?
As I said, 98% of the websites are available through RTB. So it's not 100%, but otherwise it's a pretty large and significant number. I mean, if you win the bid, your ad will be shown.
So, Alex, there are two elements to it. One is, with our system, you're able to reach 98 of all the websites in North America to show an ad. Okay? Second one is, those clicks are so inexpensive, it is almost to your own control if you want to show your ad.
And also the great thing about it is that one of the things that's guaranteed with our system is that you will never pay more than 1 cent above the next highest bid. So we'll talk a lot about bidding and how to fix your bid and how to see what's being offered. But what's great is that if somebody's bidding 50 cents and you put in a bid at $1, if they're the second highest bid, you're going to get that impression, and it's going to go at 51 cents. And it's misleading to say that because we're talking fractionals of a cent here, because the 51 cents might well be CPM.
So Alex comes back with if I pay for RTB, then I should have some guarantee. So there are two elements to it. If you pay a monthly fee, of course you will have some, so you need to have some guarantee that your ad is showing, okay? If you pay for CPM or for clicks, you only pay for the usage, so then you have automatically your guarantee. So either way.
And you can see all this data. I mean, you will see the number of clicks that have happened. You will see the number of impressions that's happened. One of the things that we do with RTB that's very different than SiteScout or AdRoll is it's completely transparent. You will be able to pull a transparency report every hour on the hour, if that's what your choice is, and see where your ads were shown, what sites they were shown on, how many people saw them. So there's never any question about whether or not your ads were shown and how often they were shown. And as a matter of fact, we will split test ads for you without any problem whatsoever. So it's like we'll show you what sizes. You make 2 banners up in the same size, and we'll absolutely alternate them. Or you put 3 up, and we'll absolutely alternate them. And you'll start to see which ones are giving you the best results. Complete transparency.
Okay. Hey Jack, I have to run. Can you give me the retargeting platform, please? This is not a sales webinar. This is just to introduce you to retargeting, and Mary and I are working on to finalize the pieces and the membership side. So this is coming. Okay, so don't worry, you will get served. And maybe it is time to show your system. I'm using our system for my clients, but I'm not ready to share the results. Mary will make training material ready. So most, and me included, I needed to learn it. And we want to make it for you guys easy to implement. So will it work for emergency service like repair, towing, plumbing? I think it works for plumbing. Towing, appliance repair, I think too. Towing might not. I think towing is really I'm on the road, I need to help now. But appliance and plumbing probably works.
Well, there's other towing aspects that might work. I mean, sometimes people need things towed and it's not an emergency. So anybody with a website, this can definitely help them.
What are average monthly investment required? We haven't finalized that, Alex. So we haven't come to packages yet. But I know our competitors are really overcharging. That is what we know for sure. Is this a self-serve platform? That is our goal, but we will help you with training material to set it up.
It'll be 98% self-serving, and anything else is just so that we can support you better and make sure that you're being effective with the platform.
Probably we will make it, self-service, that you all do it by yourself, or you can help us to set it up and pay a little bit higher fee for it, something like that. So some of you guys are really techy, don't have any problem with set things up. Some of you guys say, hey, Jack or Mary, can you help me? And we are able to help you depending on your package you have chosen. How soon can you show the system with pricing? We haven't set a date, so it's a little bit, it's coming. But I think what I feel from you guys is you understand the importance, you understand the potential, and I did that too a couple of months ago, and happy to work with Mary to get this implemented. Do you have a link to view the replays of your webinars? Yes, there's always on the same page, leadfinderjack.com/training. That training will be up for a week. Sometimes I send out the replay and sometimes I don't do. But the link and the replay is always on that page. So people who follow me look at that page. But I all collect them and they get on the membership site. And depending on what product you bought, you can view them. Okay, can you type in, please? I did in the general chat, but maybe you are on a mobile, and then I've noticed that not everybody see that link. Okay, I send it to you, Jamie. Hey Jack, I was a few minutes late. You mentioned that you would discuss best 12 websites for local leads. What are they? Kathy, you are a week late. That was last week's topic. And the replay is in the call portal. Are there links to be there too? Yes, there are also links for resources. Okay. Any other questions before we close the webinar? So it looks like you guys got the idea, understand the potential. This also motivates us to finalize it, and I really appreciate all you guys' questions. And
if anyone wants to send me questions, you can send them to Mary at rainmakerclicks.com, and I'll be happy to answer your questions there.
What was the email?
Mary?
Yeah?
At rainmakerclicks.com.
I'm giving that to them. Okay, I put it in the chat box. Is there an automated way to track the ROI?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's all about ROI. That is the right question to ask yours. It is much better than how much does it cost. If you are at the level to think in ROI, then you are at the next level.
And that's a great thing to offer your clients as well, because I mean it is all about ROI.
Yes.
And as we get into training, we'll be training with you to show you how to improve that ROI over and over. I mean, you can just keep, bringing it up and bringing it up and improving and improving and improving in so many ways. And this is a great platform to be able to do that.
Okay, with that said, I really appreciate you guys' questions and time. The replay will be listed on leadfinderjack.com/training, and I thank Mary for her time with all her knowledge sharing with us, and we will come back for sure in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much.